Good evening. I'm Kelly Thurr, Principal at Piedra Vista High School. Tonight I welcome you to our virtual celebration of the Class of 2020. I hope that you are enjoying this occasion with your loved ones and are able to celebrate your senior's accomplishment today. I know this is not what we envisioned for this celebration, and I hope that we are able to provide a more formal recognition soon. Please enjoy this video and let your graduate know how proud you are of what they have accomplished. I know the staff and faculty at Piedra Vista are proud of each and every one of these young adults. Once you have finished viewing this, I want you seniors to know that you are no longer seniors, but graduates of Piedra Vista High School, Class of 2020. Please review the email sent yesterday or the Piedra Vista website for directions on receiving your diploma tomorrow. We begin with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening and welcome everyone. Parents, family, friends, teachers, staff, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the Piedra Vista High School Class of 2020. It is a great pleasure to be the salutatorian of this most exceptional and prestigious class. I know that we have been pushed to our limits, not just in school, but having to deal with complicated relationships and other stigmas that face our society. We are the class born after the year of 9/11, living through those disastrous effects. We are the class that was only in elementary school when the worst financial crisis since the Great Depression hit, placing a heavy burden on our parents and society. We are the class that was in kindergarten when the first iPhone was released and unleashed an information revolution. We are the class that was in 5th grade when Sandy Hook happened, too naive to understand that some kids were not going to have a Christmas. We watched as our parents were overcome with grief. We are the class that witnessed the impact of that violence with more than readily available information. It only makes sense that a pandemic during our final year of public schooling would take place. However, through all of this, we remain resilient. We are the class that is empathetic. We see each other's problems and fight for them. We are the class that takes on problems head on. Knowing that we cannot do this alone, we are more than willing to help one another through a tough stretch. I want to thank my friends and family for supporting me through these times. Thank you to my cross-country friends who taught me brotherhood. The Latinas for sticking with me through all of middle school and high school when we went through that awkward phase, and the band members who I laughed and laughed with. I also want to thank the many teachers that helped me get into Dartmouth. Miss Yazi, you are one of the best educators that I've ever had. You showed me Questbridge and had an everlasting impact on me, even though I didn't turn in those essays until the last minute on a bus ride down to Phoenix when I barely started writing them. Thank you. I also want to thank the numerous people working in the background that shaped my personality and gave me guidance in this time. We are the class that will overcome the challenges that we have only begun to face. We are more than ready because we have seen these problems across our whole life and have adapted and already demonstrated that we are capable of overcoming them. We are at a turning point in our lives where we can make anything we want of it. We are unlimited in our power and hold a responsibility to make the most of it. Take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you. There is potential in every one of us to do something important. Never say that you wish you were back in high school because you crave the innocence, but because you do not want to be that person again. We're all complicated characters in an amazing web of connections. Make the most out of what is given to you. Again, Welcome everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2020, the class with resilience.
Good evening. My name is McClovia Stubblefield, and I'm the Piedra Vista High School Class of 2020 Student Body President. It is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished guests. 2019 to 2020 board members: Kyle Rhodes, President; Robin Hoffman, Vice President; Keith Corley, Secretary; Stephanie Thompson, Deputy Secretary; Joanne Valley, Member; Superintendent of Farmington Municipal Schools, Dr. Eugene Schmidt; Deputy Superintendent of Farmington Municipal Schools, Phil Valdez; and our Piedra Vista High School Principal, Kelly Thur.
Hi everyone. You may have seen me around school, but if you haven't, that's understandable because I'm quite short. Over the years, I have listened to previous valedictorian speeches, and I always hoped that one day I would be able to give one to you. But, as you know, getting here was not easy for any of us. It's been a mixture of sleepless nights, meltdowns, frustrations when I didn't understand an assignment, and proceeding to scream at the top of my lungs, into a pillow of course, because it was 3 a.m. We've experienced bags under our eyes, acne, failed test. Yes, even I've had my share of failed tests. Thank you, physics. But most of all, I have to thank the people who helped us get here, starting with our families. You have heard us groan every morning when we didn't want to get out of bed, then rushed to be ready in 5 minutes because we were going to be late. You have comforted us when we were stressed and celebrated our successes. But most of all, thank you for neither giving up on us nor letting us give up on ourselves. We love you. Los amo, mamá y papá. Thank you to all the teachers, coaches, and directors. You became our second parents, or our cool aunts and uncles. Most of you have your own families, yet you never fail to be there early in the mornings for us or stay late in the evenings. You are amazing teachers who put effort into your lesson plans so that your students would not only learn from them, but also enjoy them. Thank you for your patience when you've had to patiently give us the same instructions 1,000 times and students still asked questions. It's very easy to spot a teacher who loves what he or she does, and trust me, we see you. You made your classroom a safe place where we felt welcomed, accepted, and validated. Thank you to the elective teachers who transformed a lot of us talentless kids into brilliant artists. Thank you to the computer technicians, the bus drivers, the nice cooks, the custodians, school resource officers, the women in the offices, the librarians, the principals, and of course, the counselors. You may not hear it often, but we really do appreciate the role you've all played in our education. To my fellow seniors, thank you. Although I stand here as your valedictorian, I want you to know that I am in no way the smartest senior, and I say that with 100% certainty. Many of the most important lessons I've learned, you taught me. I have to give a special shout out to Jacob, Jared, and TJ. You all challenged my intellectual capabilities throughout high school, and even though we competed against each other, you were always my friends. I've been taught that we can't be put into a box because no one is just one thing. I've witnessed my athletic classmates in honor courses and my artistic classmates in athletic courses, and all have been successful. I've seen the cool kids show their kind hearts, quiet kids come out of their shells, and I've seen some of you become amazing parents. I'm incredibly proud to be associated with you and call you my fellow classmates. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. For 13 years, we've been dreaming about what our senior year would bring. It was our last homecoming, our last football game, and our last finals. And even though there were a lot of last we didn't get to do, we got to do a first. I mean, how many seniors can say they didn't have to take their spring finals and got to sit at home all day? I know we imagined graduation in a much different way. We imagined sitting on the football field in our caps and gowns, with our families cheering us on when our name was called. But even so, this ceremony today is and will always be just as important. Although this is a celebration, it is also a goodbye. Each of us is leaving for college, enlisting in the military, experiencing vocational training, or joining the workforce. Whatever you choose to do, I know you will be amazing. We can be the people that make a difference. I don't know what lies ahead for us, and I know it won't be easy. We will fail, but I am hopeful because I know that we will get back up and keep moving forward. Live a fearless life, no regrets. Learn from your mistakes, face your consequences with your head held high. Own your choices and your decisions. Respect everyone, even those who make your blood boil, because we're all human and we're all in this together. Most of all, respect yourself. It's so easy to forget that. When you find what you want, fight for it and never give up. When you've achieved it, raise your stakes. I am proud to be a part of this senior class with all of you. We've learned so much, and now it's time to move on. I hope you all find love, happiness, and success. It's been said that the class of 2020 is the perfect class. Now, we may not be perfect, but we are the strongest. According to the eye doctors, we've got that 2020 vision. And even though it didn't end our way, we still have a vision and we still have resilience. I applaud us all for our hard work and wish you all the best in your future. Class of 2020, we did it. And each day, as Mr. Foster would say, do your best, do what's right, and treat others the way you want to be treated.
Good evening and welcome, class of 2020, Piedra Vista High School. I'm Gene Schmidt, Superintendent of Farmington Municipal Schools, and it is my honor to introduce Thais Rodriguez. Congratulations, Thais, in honor of your recognition as valedictorian of your graduating class. You will receive the Bob Bayless Achievement of Excellence Award. This award is being sponsored by Bob Bayless Foundation in conjunction with the Farmington Foundation for Educational Excellence. The foundation was established 27 years ago by Bob Bayless along with Tommy Roberts and former Farmington School Superintendent Jim Miller. Their support and their vision was to recognize and honor educational excellence in Farmington schools. Congratulations, Thais, on the Bob Bayless Award. It is my honor to recognize the top 5% of graduates in the class of 2020 Piedra Vista High School. Starting with valedictorian Thais Gabriela Rodriguez and her guest, Michelle Gentry. Salutatorian Jacob C. Gomez and honored individual Melva Yazi. Jared Adamy Despain. Honored individual Gordon Despain. Ty Franklin Bell and honoree Wyatt Hardy. Honored graduate Riley E. Giacchino and honored individual Cody Dudgeon. Honored graduate Kamani Marie Carney and honored individual Wendy Foss. Honored graduate Aaron Thomas Schwab. Honored individual Isaac Gamboa. Honored graduate Tristan Jordan Charles. Honored individual O.J. and Becky Charles. Honored graduate Chad David Thornton. Honored individual is Chad A. Thornton. Honored graduate Jacob Anthony Bartley. Honored individual Michael Behar. Honored graduate Megan Janae Clark. Honored individual Gail Silva. Honored graduate Carter Joseph Quintana and honored individual Aaron Lucero. Honored graduate Aaliyah Angel Gonzalez and honored individual Alice Barber Joe. Honored graduate Courtney Lynn Broadbent and honored individual Becky Broadbent. Honored graduate Chanel Reese Hensley and honored individual Kelly Evers. Honored graduate Anthony Duran and honored individual Eric Wilson. Honored graduate Myra Lene Salt. Honored individual Tennille Taylor. Honored graduate, Robert Alexander Stolworthy. Honored individual, Kyle Ensign. And it's important for you to remember as alumni that once a Panther, always a Panther.
Seniors, parents, staff, and all who are watching, today we celebrate the accomplishments of our seniors, the Piedra Vista High School class of 2020. My message today is more fitting for the class of 2020 than it has been for any other class, past or future. A message about facing, rising to challenges, and overcoming these challenges. Let's first define challenge. A challenge is something that puts you to a test. I know that you've had your fair share of tests in your educational career. At least you were able to study for those. Your new test to reshape the world around you, given that our world is ever-changing and will be different from this time forward. You will not get to study for this test. It will be ongoing and last for the rest of our lives. I know that with what I have seen you accomplish and the manner that you have adapted, especially over the last 2 months, that you will rise to this challenge and it will end successfully. Helen Keller had one of the most applicable quotes regarding challenges. She said, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all." The class of 2020 has survived this most recent and daring adventure, and you have come out of this adventure ready to lead our next generation. This class's challenge is unique and something that no other class before can brag about, yet one that I hope that no other class has to endure. Your challenge is this. You have been displaced to a world of isolation. I want you to say, you have risen to this challenge and overcome that which is not in anyone's control. You have succeeded again. There will be many more challenges in your lives. No one can predict what those future challenges may be. But if your perseverance is any indication thus far, you will continue to have success. 1 year ago, almost to the day, I challenged the class of 2020 to rise to this. Be the best class that has ever graduated from Piedra Vista. Be the class that began, promoted a cultural shift towards tradition, pride, and to define our mantra, once a Panther, always a Panther. I want to say to you today that you have not only risen to that challenge, you have exceeded the vision. I want to acknowledge and thank each of you for your success in meeting this challenge. You have modeled for our underclassmen what it truly means to be a Panther. I want each one of you to continue to rise to the challenges that you have yet to face with the same enthusiasm and effort. Facing challenges head on and achieving successes are all the building blocks that will define your life and how you are remembered. Continue to be a Panther. One of the focus points for the school year was to engage in a growth mindset. To summarize, a growth mindset individual possesses these traits. Belief that intelligence and talent can be developed. Belief that effort is a path to mastery. Belief that mistakes are essential to learning and failure is an opportunity to learn. And most importantly, a growth-minded person embraces challenges and persists in overcoming those challenges. Each one of these graduates has become more intelligent and talented through our 13 years of educational development. Each one of you has put in the effort to become masters in your areas of interest, and I am sure will continue to do so. Each one of you has failed at some point, learned from those failures, and persisted towards success every time. Most importantly, you have embraced every challenge with a positive mindset that this too can be overcome. I want you to know that overcoming challenges, persisting to overcome challenges, and finding solutions for these challenges will lead you on a path that when you look back will make you, your family, and your friends proud of what you have accomplished. This is my hope for you, that you continue to overcome the challenges that you face. Like no other, you are the Piedra Vista High School class of 2020. It is my pleasure to announce to Mr. Kyle Rhodes, School Board President, Other members of the FMS Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Schmidt, Deputy Superintendent Mr. Valdez, these students of the Piedra Vista senior class have completed the requirements set forth by the State of New Mexico and the Farmington Municipal School District. It is my recommendation that they are now considered graduates of Piedra Vista High School, class of 2020. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Aiden Miller. I'm the senior class president for the class of 2020 at Piedra Vista High School. The class of 2020. The class ring symbolizes academic achievement, as well as loyalty and pride for our school. At this time, if you are wearing a class ring, please remove it and turn it so that the Piedra Vista High School faces away from you, announcing to the world that you are a graduate. It is now time to move on and face the new challenges that lie ahead. Since 1900, the cap, gown, and mortarboard have been the traditional costume for graduation. The costume implies that the students are individuals of learning, dignity, and maturity. The tassel, which is attached to the mortarboard, is an additional symbol of academic achievement. Graduates, with your right hand, take hold of the tassel and move it from the right side of the mortarboard to the left. We are now the graduates of Piedra Vista High School, the class of 2020. Once a Panther, always a Panther.